11 most amazing festivals in the world. Number 11. The Lantern Festival. The Lantern Festival is a popular Chinese tradition that is celebrated on the 15th day of the first month of the lunar solar Chinese calendar. It rounds out the end of the Chinese New Year, and the festival starts during the Western Han Dynasty in 2006 BC to 25 AD. Sometimes the proper lanterns will have a riddle for children to solve, and the lanterns themselves started out fairly simple, but as modernity creeped up in China, the lanterns have steadily become more elaborate. The lanterns that people send into the sky can represent a lot of things from individual to individual, whether it is their past selves or a deceased loved one. The festival is intended to help people start the new year without the burdens of the last one. Number 10. Nabana no Sato. This Japanese festival is also known as the Winter Light Festival. Although there are many variations of a Winter Light Festival worldwide, the Japanese interpretation is by far the most beautiful. The celebration happens in Mie Prefectura, and Nabana no Sato is actually the name of the park where the festival is held. The park is entirely dedicated to flowers, and it's famous for their seasonal flower show. In the wintertime, the park is rigged up with over 8 million LED lights that turn the park into a surreal winter wonderland. One of the most famous attractions of this festival is a 200-meter tunnel that has 1.2 million light bulbs that are done in special designs each year. The park is quite large, so there is a lot of walking, so just in case you might visit, be sure to wear the right shoes. Number 9. The Carnival. This particular festival actually has roots in Catholicism. It's a festive season that happens right before the fasting of Lent. The main event of this festival is typically a massive parade. Participants are encouraged to dress up with masks and elaborate costumes. Although this is an international holiday, the festival has been closely tied to Brazil. In particular, the annual carnival in Rio de Janeiro is the world's largest, and the city hosts 2 million participants per day during the carnival. All of the sales during the festivals make Carnival a $1 billion industry. The first Brazilian carnival took place in 1641 when John IV of Portugal was crowned the king. Number 8. Songkran. This festival is held annually in Thailand to celebrate the new year. The Thai New Year is April 13th, but the festival runs until the 15th. The giant water fight isn't the only part of this religious festival. It's common to start the day at the temple where food is offered to the monks, and water is also often poured on a statue of Buddha to wash away a person's sin and bad luck. People who have moved away often return for this holiday because the festival celebrates unity. Every year, officials close the streets for the giant water fights that follow. The water fights are usually for the children, but everyone can join in if they wish to. There is also a beautiful pageant held where a Miss Songkran is crowned. Number 7. Sapporo Snow Festival. This amazing wintertime festival is held in Sapporo, Japan over 7 days in February. In addition to the 400 snow sculptures that can be found at the festival, there are slides made out of snow, a giant maze made out of snow, and musical performances that are held on stage made out of snow. The event started in 1950s when 6 teenagers made 6 snow sculptures in the park. The soldiers from a local base joined in the event, and in 1955 built the first giant snow statue that the event has become famous for. When the snow is low inside of the city, they actually import snow from outside. There is a contest for the best sculpture held every year, as well as a beauty pageant to crown the Susukino Queen of Ice. Number 6. The Burning Man. This festival is held in the middle of the Black Rock Desert in Nevada. It's described as an art festival that examines various forms of artistic self-expression. There is a theme given every year, and community is encouraged to submit art to the event, which can include experimental sculptures, buildings, performances, and art cars. The event is named for the symbolic burning of a wooden effigy, or the man. Attendance in the event increases yearly, with 70,000 tickets selling out in 2015. The event is orchestrated by a non-profit organization called the Burning Man Project. The largest burning effigy was made in 2014, and it measured in at 105 feet. Number 5. La Tomatina. It's no secret that Europeans love tomatoes. They put them in almost every food that they can make. La Tomatina shows that love is visual in the most fun way possible. The festival is just one giant tomato fight that the entire town of Bunol in Valencia engages in. It's been held annually on the last Wednesday of August since 1945. It's actually a part of a whole week of festivities, but La Tomatina is definitely the highlight. It's not clear how the tradition started, but the event has been fun enough that it has been done year after year. One of the rules is that you have to squash the tomatoes before you throw them, so no one is being hit with an unripe tomato. There is also an entry fee now because of the popularity of the event, and so that they can control the number of people coming, so they can ensure the safety of participants. It's estimated that nearly 320,000 pounds of tomatoes are used every year. Number 4. Mohasi Busoiras. This festival takes place in Hungary in the town of Mohacs. It's held at the end of a carnival to the day before Ash Wednesday. The festival sees hundreds of people dressed as busos, which are traditional Hungary masks. The festival has folk music, masquerading, parades, and dancing. There are two legends about how this festival started. One states that the weapons that the costumed bucos carry was once used to scare off occupying Turks so they could take back their own town. That legend is the most popular, but the second legend says that their masks aren't used to scare off the Turks, but to scare off winter itself. Number 3. Rocketa Polemos, the Rocket Wars. This visually stunning event happens every year on Easter in the Greek town of Rondatos. The event arose thanks to the Greek tradition of throwing fireworks at midnight before Easter Sunday. There are two churches in Rondatos, and the locals from each church fire rockets up in the sky 1,300 feet away at their rival church in an attempt to hit the church's bell. The rockets are homemade, and they are made of an explosive mixture of containing gunpowder. All of the buildings are boarded up with metal sheets and mesh to protect against the rockets. Every year it is said that the church counts the number of times that the bell at the top of their bell tower is rung, and they determine a winner on Easter Day. They've never actually had a winner, so the event will continue to happen year after year. They're not sure how this tradition started, but locals say it goes back to the Ottoman era where they used real cannons. Number 2. Mardi Gras. This festival is actually part of a carnival, but let's not be mistaken when somebody talks about Mardi Gras, the festival in New Orleans. It's its very own holiday. The holiday that encourages debauchery is the perfect fit for the city that is synonymous with it. Mardi Gras isn't celebrated throughout the United States because the country doesn't have a large Catholic populace, but the Mardi Gras in New Orleans is a result of its French roots. The first Mardi Gras in New Orleans happened in 1699, and the place that it was held has since been named Point du Mardi Gras, or Mardi Gras Point in English. There are many other Mardi Gras parties across the world, but they don't hold a candle to the New Orleans staple. Number 1. Holi Festival of Colors. Holi is a spring festival that started in India and Nepal but has spread in popularity to the other parts of the world. The festival is actually an ancient Hindu festival that has quite a bit of significance within the Hindu religion. In parts of Asia and North America, the Hindu meaning has taken out the festival, and instead it is meant to represent love, frolic, and colors. Traditional Holi starts with religious rituals done in front of a bonfire. It's a 2-day festival starting with Holika Dahan or Katholi Holi, and then the second day is Rangawali Holi. The participants in the festival carry dried colored powder and colored water, and anyone in attendance is fair game. There are also groups that carry drums and other musical instruments and go around the crowd to sing and dance. The festival itself is meant to signify the victory of good over evil.